Jesse, why did you leave for work? I wasn't done talking to you. Text me back. Come on! Are you seriously ignoring me right now?
Tara, I'm working right now. We can talk when I get home. Could you please wait until then?
I'm telling you, I want to get divorced. How could you be so calm about that? You're unbelievable.
I'm a little desensitized at this point. This is the third time this month you've threatened me with divorce.
That's right, and I'm serious about it too. You think I won't do it? I'll say it 100 times if I have to.
If you're serious, okay. But don't just use it as a threat every time you don't get your way. You threatened me with divorce over not putting the ketchup back.
I am serious.
Tara, I really want to make things work and have a good life with you. Yeah, sometimes we fight, but I've never once thought about divorce. So it really hurts when you keep bringing up getting separated.
You're the one that always starts the fights. Like today, you started the fight about laundry.
Tara, all I did was address that you accidentally forgot to take the clothes out of the washing machine overnight. I know you do a lot, and of course there are gonna be times you forget, but all of my work clothes were in there. All I said was next time, maybe don't wash all my work clothes at once, just in case you accidentally forget again like today.
Just buy new clothes.
I already have enough, and that doesn't solve the problem I'm talking about.
Fine, then you can do the laundry from now on. If you're gonna complain this much about it, you can just do it yourself. I don't think it's right that I have to do all the work around the house. Just because I'm a housewife doesn't mean I'm your personal slave.
Tara, I don't think that at all. And I am doing work around the house on my days off. I cook, clean, and do laundry already.
Yeah, and that's not enough.
Alright, I'll do the laundry myself from now on.
I want you to understand how hard it is taking care of things at home. I'm sure you're busy or whatever with your job, but that doesn't give you the right to leave everything at home for me to do.
I don't think like that at all. Like I said, I'm trying to do whatever I can when I come home.
Well, that's what I think. Whatever. You put me in such a bad mood. Figure out dinner yourself. I'm going to my parents' place for the day. I'm not making dinner for you.
Okay. Have a safe trip.
That's all you have to say to me? You're not gonna offer to come get me?
Oh, sorry. I can come get you once I finish work.
Forget it. How stupid are you? Literally any other guy would put 2 and 2 together and offer to come get me when I say I'm going somewhere. I'll get home myself. You better not come. If you come, I'll divorce you.
Hello, Jesse. Have you finished work? Oh, hey, Mom. Is everything okay? Well, it's about Tara. Did she have another episode and threaten to divorce you again? I'm really sorry. Don't worry about it. She only gets mad when I don't do what she asks, so I'm to blame. She told me she was gonna eat dinner at your place today. I was thinking about heading over there to pick her up. Is she still mad? Yeah, she's been in a bad mood all day. She was muttering to herself and kept banging on things, so I told her to go back home. She should be on her way home now, so you don't need to come. Also, I put dinner in some Tupperware containers for you. We had chicken parm tonight. I hope you like it. Thank you so much. Your cooking is always so good. Of course I'll love it. I can't tell you how nice it is to have a home-cooked meal made with love. Since my parents died when I was so young, I don't really get the chance to eat food like that very often. I really appreciate you always making such delicious food for me. Well, I guess I have a lot of pressure to cook well. I tried to teach Tara how to cook, but I don't think she remembers or even cares. She always just heats up frozen food, right? I should have been more strict with her. Don't worry about it. That's her issue. I'm sure you did everything you could. She tries sometimes, and I really appreciate it when she does. Don't be afraid to speak your mind. I know she can be selfish, and she does whatever she wants. I feel so bad for you. Based on what she was telling me today, she was the one in the wrong for forgetting the laundry. Be strict with her. Speak your mind if you have to. Well, I was actually thinking to try and help out even more around the house. Leave Leave that all to her. She's the one who's at home all day, so it's her responsibility. It sounds like she isn't doing enough. You're too nice. I guess that's why you're such a good match for Tara, though. Thank you for your concern, but this is nothing new. I'm used to her being like this, lol. Thank you for always being so patient. I'm so lucky to have someone as nice as you looking after my daughter. Just make sure to set your limits. It's not good to always hold in your feelings. Even if she kicks and screams, you need to get it out. Got it. I'll try to find the best way to approach her from now on. I agree with everything you're saying. It sounds like she just got back. Okay, let me know how it goes. Give her a piece of your mind. Hey, Mom. Sorry to bother you. Are you still awake? Yes, I'm awake. It's quite late. Is everything okay? Well, Tara's still not home yet. What? What do you mean? I'm embarrassed to admit this, but Tara and I got into another fight. When I got back from work today, I found a handwritten note from her and divorce papers on the kitchen table. Divorce papers? What did she write in that note? All it said was, "Don't try and find me." She already signed the divorce papers. How stupid could she possibly be? I thought she'd be back by now, but she isn't. I was wondering if she went over to your house, but I guess she didn't. No, she hasn't been here, and I don't know about any of this. She screamed and threatened me with divorce once again this morning before I left for work. That was nothing out of the ordinary, so I didn't think much of it. I guess I was wrong. I'm sorry to get you involved in this. I don't blame you. She says it to you practically every day, so of course you get used to not thinking it would really happen. You've done nothing wrong. Why were you two fighting in the first place? She took my credit card and bought a new jacket without telling me. Well, it has been getting colder lately. I wouldn't mind at all. I agree that she needed a new coat. It's just that she didn't tell me she'd be buying one that was $2,000. What? Yeah, and she bought two. One in black, one in dark blue. I was pretty shocked when she told me after the fact. Trust me, I wish I made more so that I could afford to buy her expensive things like that. But we really couldn't afford one of those, let alone two. If she would have discussed it with me beforehand, I would have tried to cut back on things and save money so she could get it. What makes her think she can just go and do something like that? What's going through her head? You had every right to be angry with her. She's 100% in the wrong. You've done absolutely nothing wrong. I didn't think I was being unreasonable. Hearing you say that makes me feel much better. Thank you. Uncharacteristically, I raised my voice and got visibly upset when talking with her. But anyway, if she's not with you, I really wonder where she could be. Most of her friends are married with kids, so I doubt she'd go and try to stay with them. I'm guessing she's ignoring your calls and texts? Yeah, she is. She hasn't read anything I've sent her. I really wonder where she could be. Whenever something happens, she always comes over here. I know, right? Well, she's an adult with a bank account, so I'm sure she's not just sleeping in the park. My first guess is that she booked a hotel somewhere. That would make sense. Going back to the divorce papers, she's threatened me with divorce hundreds of times, but it seems like now she's serious about it. I don't think so. She likes to huff and puff, but she'll never really go through with what she says. She's just trying to scare you. I'm so sorry you have to go through this. I'm never going to forgive her for this. It's not right she threatens with divorce over every little thing. Mom, please don't apologize. It's not your fault. Yes, it is. I raised her to become this way. I'm just as much at fault. I was always so scared when she threatened me with divorce, so I did whatever she said. Jesse, I know I'm Tara's mother, but I really believe that you should seriously think about ending your relationship. She needs to learn her lesson once and for all. She crossed the line long before she ever signed those divorce papers. I may be Tara's mother, but I think of you as a son as well. Please don't let her keep doing this. You have my full support. Thank you so much. I'm really touched that you would say that. Before I decide on anything, I want to try and talk to her first. That's a good idea. Hang on a sec. Every time she comes back here, she locks herself in her room. I know she has a computer in there. Maybe there's something on it that will give us a clue to where she is right now. Really? If she has her phone linked to it, we might be able to find her location. I feel bad looking at her computer without asking, but what she's doing is far worse. I'm really sorry to drag you into this. I wish I could have settled this and kept it between the two of us. Don't worry about it. I'm happy to help. Looks like the computer isn't password protected. Just give me a second. Jessie, can you come to the house right now? Why? What's wrong? I feel so horrible. I really do. Is everything okay? There's something I want you to see.
What are you doing? Why won't you answer my texts? Hello? You saw those divorce papers, didn't you? Are you serious? Look for me! What have you been doing? Your wife gave you divorce papers and ran away. Anyone else would be searching night and day.
Well, you told me not to come looking for you in that note you left.
So you really didn't look for me? I can't believe you. You just don't understand women, do you?
It's not that I don't understand women. I don't understand you. Trying to figure out what you really want is impossible.
You're too stupid. When a woman tells you not to come after her, it means she wants you to find her. I've been waiting for 3 days. I've been sitting and crying waiting for you to come and get me.
I texted you the second I found that note in the divorce papers, didn't I? You didn't respond to me.
I literally had just left. I was too busy to text you back. What's the point in having a brain if you aren't going to use it?
Sorry. I guess I'm pretty oblivious.
Honestly, yeah, you are. So, when are you coming to get me? You don't have work today, right? If you're gonna come get me, I'll tell you where I am.
Nah, I'm good.
What?
Why would I? I'm not your husband anymore.
What?
I turned in those divorce papers. Thanks for everything.
OMG. Wait a second. You're lying, right?
Nope.
Didn't you need a witness when you signed and submitted them?
I sure did. Your mom and dad were my witnesses.
No, I don't believe you. You're a liar! Why?
Why? Because that's what you wanted, right? You said it to me like 200 times, and you even signed the papers.
No! I just wanted to scare you!
I know you did. And every time you threatened me, I asked you to stop because it really hurt me. Don't you remember? I told you not to threaten me with a divorce again unless you were really serious. To that, you said you were serious. Am I wrong?
But I didn't think you'd actually do it.
I never wanted to, but I reached my breaking point. I listened to everything you demanded because I was scared of getting divorced. You thought I'd just fold like every other time, didn't you?
If you knew I wasn't serious, why did you actually go through with it?
I was worried about where you were, so I texted your mom. She looked at your computer to try and find your location via your phone. You know, the computer you kept at your parents' place?
Oh,
Are you putting the pieces together? You were still logged into Facebook. That is, you were still logged into your secret Facebook account.
No, that's not what you think.
Oh yeah? What is it then? Because it seems like it was an account for you to hook up with other guys. Like a guy you knew from college, or some random old rich dude. Looks like you had all the time in the world as a stay-at-home wife. Seemed like a lot of fun. When I saw all those posts and messages, my heart broke in half.
Jessie, listen, that's not really me.
You used your real name in all the messages with the guys you saw. You even gave them our address so they could come pick you up. Not to mention the photos you're tagged in clearly show your face with these guys. I'm not interested in your excuses. It's very clear that it's you, and your mom and I have screenshots of everything.
My mom saw it too?
She's the one who found it. I literally just told you that. Your sweet mother cried her eyes out when she saw it. You really are a piece of trash.
OMG. This can't be happening. I don't actually want to get a divorce.
Too late.
Why did you do it? You don't love me anymore?
I did love you. More than anything. Which is exactly why I did it. I loved you so much, but you betrayed me and emotionally abused me. I blamed myself for always giving in to your demands and never realizing what was actually going on. I decided there was nothing else I could do. The only option I had was to end this relationship. So that's what I did.
Let's just talk things over. I'll come home right now. We can get remarried.
Even if you do come home, none of your stuff is here.
Why not?
Your parents brought it all over to their house. And I'm actually in the middle of moving out.
You are?
I just got divorced. I don't want to live in the same house anymore. We were just renting anyway. It's not like I have to worry about selling this place.
How could you just decide all of that without me? It's only been 3 days. Don't you think this is too fast to make such important decisions? Divorce isn't that simple.
How could you, of all people, possibly say that? You're right. Divorce isn't that simple, and yet you threatened me with it every day. I've had enough. I did everything I could to keep you happy and avoid this from happening. All you did was go behind my back, cheat on me, and then have the audacity to act like I was the bad guy. You have absolutely no right to say anything to me at this point.
Jesse, please, forgive me. How am I going to live without you?
I don't care. Just do what you usually do. Be selfish and manipulate others to get what you want.
I'll do anything. Whatever you want, I'll do it. What do I have to do to get you to forgive me? Please, tell me anything you want.
Sure, there is one thing.
Okay, I'll do anything.
Don't try and find me.
What?
I never want to see your face again. So, like I said, don't try and find me. Unlike you, I mean it. After that, Tara came crying back to the house. But she was greeted by her parents, who were helping me move. Her mother promptly slapped her in the face and brought her back to her house. She also told Tara that if she ever comes near me again, she'll completely disown her. Her parents felt so responsible for what happened, so they insisted they pay for the legal fees from the divorce, as well as compensating me for the affair she had. In return, they're making Tara work around the clock to repay them and keeping a close watch on her to make sure she doesn't try and run off again. She said she's working hard to repay the money so that one day she and I can see each other again. But I have absolutely no intention of seeing her, and her parents don't intend on telling her my new address. After Tara finishes paying them back, her parents are planning on selling their house and moving down to the coast like they always wanted. Of course, they haven't told Tara about that yet. I put in a request to be transferred at work, and it was granted. I'm enjoying my new life now. Tara is basically a stranger to me at this point, but I still keep in touch with her mother pretty often. They tell me to come visit them after they move. I honestly think they like me more than Tara ever did, lol. It'll be a while before I can see them, and I'm looking forward to it when the time comes. Until then, I want to enjoy my life without the threat of someone I care about hurting me.
Hey, Sarah. Will you clear out the snow in front of the house? Good morning, Mom. Sorry, but could it wait until Mary goes to sleep? She's in the middle of drinking milk right now. You can just have her drink that later. Shoveling the snow should only take like 30 minutes, right? I'm going to be heading out in a bit. I want you to do it as soon as possible. Well, that's... Look, Mom. I just gave birth to Mary. She's still just a newborn, so could you go easy on me? I thought, if possible, I'd like you to take care of clearing it out instead. You're really telling your elderly mother-in-law to shovel snow? What an unpleasant daughter-in-law. I'm sorry, but there's not much I can do to help you right now. Truly a wicked daughter-in-law, huh? Every day I'm forced to listen to my granddaughter's cries, and I lose sleep over it. Despite all that, you have the nerve to tell me to shovel the snow. Back in my day, you'd be thrown out of the house for that. But when this two-family house was built, you promised, right? The front entrance is separate, but you said we'd all work together to take care of the outside space. Plus, I also remember you saying you'd help out with taking care of my baby. Hey, you know what? This is still a compromise. I'm in bad health hearing Mary's cries every night. Normally, the daughter-in-law would do the chores in her own house, but the fact that I'm having to do it... Sarah, ever since giving birth, don't you think you've been taking advantage of me? That's not what I was trying to do. Normally, someone would be grateful that I'm even here. Whenever something happens with you guys, I take care of it while Andrew is on business trips. But despite all that, I'm having work forced on me. Truly cruel. I wonder why Andrew married someone like you. Even though I did my best to raise Andrew, he goes and marries this kind of woman. All right, I get it. That's enough. I'll shovel the snow in a bit. Ah, is that right? As long as you understand. Well then, by all means, go right ahead. Mom, did you notice someone outside just now? What? What happened? I think someone just threw a snowball at our window. There was no one there when I went and looked out the window. It was a pretty loud noise. Did you happen to see anything? Sorry, but I wasn't in the living room. I was just doing the laundry, so I didn't hear anything. Some neighborhood kid probably just hit our window on accident, right? I thought that at first too. But this has actually been going on for days. Wow, really? Also, it seems to happen whenever Mary is crying. It seems like they're aiming it this way on purpose. So, that's how it is. I've got it. Huh? Now even the neighbors are fed up with Mary crying. I'm sure of it. That's why people are throwing stuff at the house. But since it's winter, the windows are closed. I don't think she cries loud enough for anyone to hear with the windows closed. Her cries were that much of a bother, huh? I mean, I can hear it here, down on the first floor, even when it's on the opposite side of the house. It sounds louder than an airplane taking off. I can barely sleep. Since this area is suburbs, it's quiet, is it not? Yeah, it is. I'll see if I can find something to soundproof the windows. That would be good. While you're at it, if you also did something so I don't have to hear it, I'd be grateful. I got it. Sorry for all this, but... to throw snowballs at my window... it's a bit absurd. Unsettling, really. Huh? What are you trying to say? You're the one that's causing problems for me and the other people in the neighborhood. Since you're the one making her cry, it's on you, right? You're failing to recognize the issue at hand. You're the one who's being absurd. What? I wasn't trying to say anything. I was just saying that it's childish to throw a snowball at someone's window. It might just be some kid's prank. You're always exaggerating. The first thing you should do is properly discipline your child. Then, after that, you can say all that about other people. Mom! What are you doing? You're asking what I'm doing? I'm getting lunch ready right now. The window was just broken by a snowball. Shattered glass was scattered all over the place, and I got hurt. What? Really? I didn't hear anything. So you can hear Mary crying, but you can't hear the sound of glass being shattered? I've been keeping the TV volume up high lately, because Mary's cries are so bothersome. Mary's crying was that annoying, huh? That's right. To the point where I lose sleep, since the crying is constant. All afternoon, all night. There's no break from it. I'm going to end up having a nervous breakdown. Well, then why don't you leave the house or something? I never once asked to live here. Ah, so it comes out. My evil daughter-in-law. You wait until Andrew's on a business trip to say terrible things to me. I should be the one saying that to you. This time, I decided to call the police. I'm not going to stand for this anymore. The police? Why? Because I got hurt from the broken window glass. It's property damage and bodily harm. I won't just stand by and accept this. Wait. Don't you think you're overreacting about this? Especially since it's probably just a kid in the neighborhood pranking you. Would you just ignore it if this was happening to you? Or are you saying this because you're the one that threw it? Do you have any idea what you're saying? How could a parent with any decency say something like that? Do you have any proof that I threw it? I saw footprints when I went outside earlier. If it was someone else, there would have to be more footprints coming from the outside, no? But the only footprints I could find were ones that came to and from your front door. Don't you think it's a little odd that the tracks are in a U-shape and they go right in front of the living room window? Care to explain yourself? That's your proof? How idiotic. The police wouldn't even give you the time of day. And not to mention, it was just a snowball, right? It will have melted by the time they get here, so you'll have no proof. Huh. Even if you call them, they'll think you're making it up. Huh? If it's proof you're talking about, I have some. What? There's no way you do. Do you really think a snowball could break a window? Maybe if you were a pro baseball player, but it'd be impossible for a normal person. You'd have to freeze it solid, or put something like a rock inside. Oh, by the way, the snowball that was thrown in our house had a rock inside it. A rock? Yep. Plus, that's not the only proof. Since snowballs have been thrown at the house for days now, I've been taking videos of it. I bought a little security camera and put it in the corner of the window facing outside. And what is it you think I saw? Videos of a nasty old woman in her 60s aiming at our window with everything she's got. And she had quite the look on her face. Mother, you're really full of energy, aren't you? So that's the body of a woman who can't even muster the strength to rake some snow? You've been going and taking videos? Delete them right now. As if I'll delete them. Sure, I was the one who got covered in shattered glass. But when I think about it happening to Mary, it makes me want to do the same thing to you right now. I guess there's no use trying to deny it. I was the one who threw the snowball. I had no intention of putting a rock inside. That was truly a coincidence. I guess I accidentally scooped up a rock when I made the snowball. So, about calling the police. How about we cool down a bit? I am cooled down. Mentally and literally. Because there's a hole through my window in the middle of winter. I'm thinking calmly. The window broke, I got injured, and now I'm calling the police. Family or not, I won't allow this. Sarah, forgive me. I won't do it again. I'll take care of the repair cost and the medical bills. Okay? So how about we hold off on calling the police? Well, of course you're going to pay for all that. Oh, Mom, why don't you take a look outside? It looks like they just got here. Huh? Who? Wait! The police are already here? Of course they are. It is an injury case, after all. Since there was an injury, Andrew told me to call the police right away. But I already had. What? But hey, this is a good thing, right? From now on, you'll be able to go to a place where you can't hear a baby crying. You finally got what you wanted. I gave the police the video I took, and my mother, who confessed about the snowballs, was arrested. There was also the point about how I'd been harassed, despite having just given birth. It seems like she was really chewed out by the police. Even still, she was a first offender, and she really didn't mean for there to be a rock in the snowball. So, on the basis that it was an accidental cause of injury, she didn't receive a prison sentence. But whether or not my husband and I will forgive her is a whole different story. After thinking about what the worst thing my mother-in-law had done, we decided to send her to my grandmother-in-law's house, which she is not happy about. My husband's grandma is over 80 years old, but she's still very active and does a lot of farm work. When we told her about my mother-in-law, she happily agreed to knock some sense into her for a few years. Because of that, it seems that my mother-in-law is now doing her most hated chore, snow shoveling. The area we live in gets heavy snow, so she shovels snow for hours a day. She tried to reach out to my husband and I for help, but I blocked her number. My husband is leaving her on red. Thanks to that, we're able to devote ourselves to taking care of our kid. By the way, when spring comes, we plan to remodel the area that my mother-in-law was living in. We plan to put my grandmother-in-law into an old folks' home after a few years, so my mother-in-law will be driven out of her house once again. But when that time comes, we don't want her to rely on us. According to her, it was just a small bit of harassment. So she never thought it would become such a big thing. But me having just given birth and getting even less sleep than my mother-in-law, I will never forgive her for bringing harm to my newborn baby, Mary. If I hadn't been holding Mary just right, she might have been the one to end up injured. Even if my mother-in-law has a change of heart while living with Grandma, I will never live with her again after this. Of course, I won't be giving her a helping hand either. If she appears in front of me ever again, I'll really give her a reason to call me her evil daughter-in-law.